Alright, you're in Babylon. Not the tourist version. The working version. The one that runs on gods, money, and bodies. The city where religion decides what your body is for. You are a woman here. That already tells you where you stand. Let me explain the world before it explains you. This is Mesopotamia, somewhere between 2500 BCE. There is no line between religion and government. The temple is the city's heart. It owns land. It owns farms. It owns workshops. It lends money. It writes contracts. And it owns people. This is a story about religion and sex intertwined. About women who practiced prostitution in temples. About girls forced to sell their bodies to strangers in service to a goddess. About a practice presented as sacred duty, but actually a system of control. This is the story of the sacred prostitutes of Babylon. You belong to the temple of Ishtar, goddess of sex, goddess of fertility, goddess of war. They say she controls birth, crops, victory, survival. So if life works, it's because she's pleased. If life breaks, it's because she's angry. That's the logic. Simple. Terrifying. Now your role? You serve her with your body. You are called kadistu. That word means holy woman. Here's what holy actually means here. You are removed from normal life. You do not marry. You do not form a household. You do not inherit like others. Instead, you live inside the temple complex. Stone floors, shared rooms, constant supervision. You eat temple food, wear temple clothing, follow temple schedules. Your labor belongs to the goddess, which means it belongs to the priests. Now slow down. This is where people usually lose the plot. Let me explain the ritual itself step by step. Men come to the temple every day. Locals, foreigners, merchants passing through Babylon. They bring an offering: silver coins, grain, oil, animals. This offering is not a gift to you. It is a gift to Ishtar, which means it goes straight into temple storage. The priest accepts it, records it, the temple keeps it. Then the priest looks at you and points. That's the moment your body is assigned to him. There is a rule everyone knows. Once the offering is made, refusal is forbidden, not discouraged, illegal. For the law says when a woman has once seated herself, she must not return home until a stranger has thrown a silver coin into her lap and taken her outside to lie with her. When a man throws a coin into your lap, something changes. Not emotionally, legally. You cannot refuse it, for that is forbidden by the law. Once thrown, that coin now becomes sacred. Sacred doesn't mean gentle. Sacred means final. A man says a phrase, a formula. Everyone knows it. I invoke the goddess Melita. That's what they call Ishtar here. By saying her name, he turns the act into a ritual. You stand. You follow him. You must follow the first man who throws and can reject no one. This is not romance. This is not choice. This is a religious obligation enforced by law. Herodotus, a Greek historian, watched this happen around 450 BCE. He didn't hear rumors. He saw the system running. He wrote that a woman must not leave the temple until a stranger has made the offering and taken her outside the sacred enclosure. Only after that is her duty considered fulfilled. And from Herodotus' observations, we know every Babylonian woman was required to perform this ritual at least once in her lifetime. Now pause here, because this part matters. Some women leave after one time. Some wait months. Some wait years. Herodotus says the women no one chooses sit the longest. The tall and beautiful women soon manage to get home again, but the ugly ones stay a long time before they can fulfill the law. 3 years, 4 years, sitting, waiting, because you cannot leave until someone pays. And no, you cannot reject anyone. Let me explain why that fear never leaves you. If the city suffers bad harvest, sickness, unrest, they don't say the goddess failed. They say she was offended. And when a goddess is offended, they look for impurity. They look for women closest to her. That's you. Rule number 1. Never be the reason something goes wrong. You learn this fast, not because someone teaches you, because you watch what happens when someone is blamed. And don't let anyone sell you the empowerment story yet. Not yet. Because before we talk about status or wealth, you need to understand the cage. The cage is called holiness. And once you're inside it, every command sounds like divine will. Sacred prostitution in Babylon was real. It operated as an official institution. Under the guise of serving the goddess, women sold their bodies to strangers. This is documented. This happened, and it lasted for over 2,000 years. If this is the kind of history you want explained instead of sanitized, you don't drift away from it. You stay with it. Subscribe to Candlelit History. Not for comfort, for continuity. And this is only the beginning. Because next, we need to talk about who ends up here and why they never leave. And you're not going to like that part. Alright. You're still here. Same temple. Same stone floor. Same rules pressing on your chest. Now let me explain how you ended up here. Because nobody just joins this life. Some girls are born into it. Not officially, practically. Your family is poor. No land. No silver. No marriage portion to trade for a husband. So the temple offers a solution. They don't call it selling a child. They call it dedication. You are given to Ishtar. You might be 19. Old enough to understand commands. That's all that matters. Once you cross the gate, you don't belong to your family anymore. The priests register your name on clay. That tablet lasts longer than you will. Now comes the training. Let me explain this part carefully, because people imagine chaos. It's not chaos, it's routine. You are taught how to move, how to sit, how to lower your eyes when spoken to. You learn music, not for joy, for atmosphere. You learn perfumes, oils, cosmetics, not for beauty, for function. You are taught how to please men because pleasing men is defined as pleasing Ishtar. They repeat this until it stops sounding cruel, until it sounds holy, until it sounds necessary, until it sounds like truth. You wear specific clothing. Everyone recognizes it. You are visible, marked, categorized. In Babylonian society, that puts you in a strange place. You are respected in ritual, but avoided in family life. Men want access to you, but won't marry you. You are holy, and untouchable, and constantly touched. Now let's address the line people love to hide behind. According to Herodotus, every woman in Babylon, rich or poor, noble or commoner, had to perform this ritual once in her lifetime. Sit in Ishtar's temple, wear a robe crown, wait, accept whatever coin is thrown, have sex with the man who threw it. Only then can you go home. Only then is your duty fulfilled. Modern historians argue whether this applied to every woman. Fine, debate it. But here's what's not debatable. Temple prostitution existed. It was legal. It was recorded. It was regulated. The kadistu appear in law codes, in temple accounts, in hymns. Now let's talk about the lie people love to repeat. The empowerment argument. Some kadistu could own property. Yes, that's true. Some conducted business. Yes. Some accumulated wealth. Rarely, but it happened. But here's what that argument ignores. You didn't choose this role freely. You can't resign. You can't convert it into another life. You don't control the terms. You don't control the men. You don't control the money. The temple does. Everything flows upward. And when your body ages, when attention slows, the records stop mentioning you. No retirement texts. No care plans. Just silence. Temple archives from cities like Uruk list payments like ledger's name. Amount service. Listen to that again. Service. This isn't intimacy. This is labor. Labor that is gendered, enforced, and sanctified by religion. Now zoom out for a second. Babylon isn't unique. Phoenician cities run similar systems. So do cities in Syria, Anatolia, Cyprus. Wherever goddess worship spreads, temple sexuality follows. Later, the Greeks do it too. The Temple of Aphrodite in Corinth reportedly maintained hundreds of sacred women. Different names. Same system, because the logic works. It channels male demand. It enriches religious institutions. It keeps women controlled but blamed. Everyone in power benefits. Now here's the part nobody likes to say out loud. This system lasts thousands of years, from Sumerian city-states around 3000 BCE through Babylonian empires through Persian conquest. It doesn't die because it's questioned. It dies when belief systems change, and before that happens, you live your whole life inside this structure. Serving, waiting, being explained away by theology. And next, we need to talk about the highest level of this system, because what happens to elite women in Ishtar's cult will make the rest of this feel even colder. And no, this part isn't safer. You're still inside the system, but now you're seeing the top of it. Because not all women here are treated the same. Hierarchy exists even in holiness. Let me explain the upper tier. Above you are the high priestesses, daughters of kings, nobles, political currency. They don't sit and wait like you do. They are assigned roles with titles. Their bodies are not used daily. They are reserved. Once a year, during the New Year festival, something called the sacred marriage happens. Here's what that actually means. The city believes the land itself needs renewal. Crops, wombs, power, stability. So Ishtar must unite with her divine partner, but gods don't show up physically, so the ritual substitutes humans. The high priestess represents Ishtar. The king, or sometimes the high priest, represents the god. They are locked inside a chamber. Guards stand outside. The city waits. They say this union ensures prosperity. They say it keeps chaos away. If you're still listening right now, it's because you already know this isn't surface history. Candlelit history exists for people who notice when the official story starts to crack. Subscribe before the cracks close again. Notice something important. This act is never described as optional. Not for her, not for the king. Because when religion and state merge, personal consent disappears. Now drop back down.